Soft, melancholic piano music begins, a slightly detuned upright. A faint scent of old paper and lavender hangs in the air. The speaker's voice is breathy, hesitant, like a secret being confided. "Oh, darling, you wouldn't believe. You simply wouldn't." It began as all catastrophes do, with a promise. A shimmering mirage of turquoise waters and sun-drenched days. A 5-star haven, they called it. Sundia Exclusive By Liberty Fethiye. The name itself, well, it felt rather presumptuous, didn't it? Exclusive. As if exclusivity automatically equates to, oh, I don't know, quality. Honestly, the audacity of some people. I grew up in a small village nestled in the Carpathians, you see. My grandmother, Babushka Anya, always said a thing was only as good as the hands that made it. She crocheted the most exquisite lace, each stitch a testament to patience and care. And here I was promised a curated experience, a symphony of luxury. But let me tell you, my dears, it was less a symphony and more a cacophony of disappointment. It began even before I truly arrived. The airport transfer. It wasn't the private car I had meticulously booked. Oh no, it was cramped, like being packed into a sardine tin with a collection of particularly disgruntled tourists. You'd think, for the price they charge, a truly scandalous amount, I might add they could at least provide a modicum of personal space. It's not merely about comfort, darling, it's about respect. It says we value your time, your well-being. Which, of course, they didn't. The reception, oh, the reception. A young man named Ugg he was, a rather weary-looking fellow with an air of profound disinterest. His English, shall we say, lacked the polish one might expect at a supposed 5-star establishment. It wasn't a language barrier, precisely. It was a barrier of enthusiasm, or rather the complete absence thereof. He looked at me as if I were inconveniencing him by simply existing. Inconveniencing him? I've never. It's like, hello, I'm your paying customer. It's not too much to ask for a welcoming smile, is it? Or even basic human courtesy. You agree, don't you? But it was the room, my lovelies, the room that truly set the tone for the impending doom. I had specifically requested a sea view, a sweeping panorama of the Aegean shimmering under the Turkish sun. What did I receive? A wall, a drab beige wall, and a sliver of sky if one squinted and tilted their head at a very specific angle. It was insulting. It was a blatant disregard for my preferences, a silent declaration that my comfort was utterly irrelevant. They eventually moved me, blessedly, but it wasn't tea without a dramatic performance of faux apologies and exasperated sighs. It's as if I was asking for the moon, not just a room with a view. And the twin beds. I requested twin beds. You see, I have the most delicate sleep, a light feather of a slumber. Sharing a bed, even with a cherished companion, is simply out of the question. They attempted to foist upon me a sofa bed fit for a child. A sofa bed, I am not a child. And then, after much protest, they suggested I share with a 70-year-old woman. Share the indignity, the absolute unmitigated gall. But the true horror, the truly chilling revelation began with the food. Oh, the food, it wasn't just bad, darling. It was dangerous. It tasted like regret, smelled of apathy, and looked like something rescued from a forgotten corner of the refrigerator. The textures were questionable. Slimy here, gritty there, and always lukewarm. And the taste indescribable. It was as if the chef had actively sought to remove all joy from the act of eating. My stomach churned and a dreadful premonition settled upon me. And wouldn't he—
Okay, here's the Beyond the Resort Walls, a Traveler's Advisory. Businesses near Sundia Exclusive By Liberty. Fethiye, let's be frank. After spending considerable time analyzing the experiences of others venturing beyond the beautiful confines of the Sundia Exclusive By Liberty, a rather unsettling picture emerges. The businesses clustered around this resort, well, they're not exactly a beacon of hospitality. They feel, collectively, like a carefully constructed illusion designed to part tourists from their money, offering a thin veneer of service that quickly cracks under scrutiny. It's disappointing. It genuinely feels like a weight in my chest to report this. I had hoped for vibrancy, for local charm, but what I found, based on the accounts I've reviewed, is something else entirely. I'm not talking about isolated incidents. It's a pattern, a consistent undermining of basic expectations. It's a sensation, I suppose, similar to discovering a beautiful painting and then realizing it's been slightly defaced. The beauty is still there, but a shadow has been cast. Let's unpack this, shall we? Shopping commerce, a system of subtle discomfort generally. Establishments like Erasta Fethiye, AVM, present themselves as convenient hubs for shoppers. but the underlying current seems to be one of inflated prices and, frankly, unsettling interactions. It's as though a silent calculation is constantly being made. How much can we extract from this tourist? Take Erasta Fethiye AVM, for instance. The sheer number of negative accounts it's jarring. The barbershop within the mall is a case study in potential danger. A customer reported a terrifying experience, being verbally assaulted and even threatened with scissors by a barber, accused of being a police officer, a hacker, having an affair. The owner promised action, then vanished into thin air. Just vanished. It leaves you wondering what kind of vetting process is in place, what assurances are offered. It feels like a gamble with your personal safety. Then there's the consistent criticism of inflated prices, specifically targeting British tourists. It's a feeling of being singled out, of being considered a walking wallet. It's not just the price tag, but the principle. A simple act of commerce becoming an act of exploitation. And smaller details keep surfacing, security guards unable to verify even basic documentation. A seemingly trivial matter that speaks to a wider lack of professionalism. A mosque with a makeshift floor after a leak, a childish act if you ask me. This shows a lack of respect for the religion, culture, and the people who attend to this mosque. Even the basic amenities feel neglected. A children's play area described as being left with a child abandoned within it. A truly horrific thought to think of a child in that state. A level of indifference that chills you to the core. And the food court. Popeye serving cold, incomplete meals with a side of rude service. A general sense of apathy. It's not just about the food, it's about a disregard for customer satisfaction. It all boils down to a lack of care, a sense that your business isn't valued. Leisure entertainment, a fortress of exclusivity, Hillside Beach Club, on the surface, appears luxurious. However, it operates with an unsettling level of exclusivity, bordering on hostility towards those not directly affiliated with the resort. It's a feeling of being unwelcome, of being treated as an intruder. The accounts describe a gatekeeping attitude, limiting visits to family and friends to mere hours, creating a prison-like experience. It's a bizarre, dehumanizing practice. The disregard for local life is also deeply concerning. Reports of minibuses recklessly speeding through residential areas, tragically running over animals. It speaks to a lack of responsibility, a prioritization of convenience over safety. And the constant complaints about the beach being closed to the public. It's simply not right.
These are public spaces, not private fiefdoms. The noise levels, according to many, are unbearable, with relentless late-night music that prevents any hope of peaceful sleep. It is a constant, invasive assault on the senses. Beyond that, a disturbing pattern emerges in the reviews, accusations of discrimination, especially regarding price. If you aren't part of the in-crowd, if you aren't a celebrity, you're apparently second class. A truly depressing thought. It's a feeling of being watched, of being judged, of being unworthy. It's a hollow kind of luxury, built on the exclusion of others. Dining refreshment, a calculated risk restaurants in.
Script content, I was just looking into things around Sundia Exclusive by Liberty Fethiye, like what tourists should be careful about, and wow, some people here, they really try to take advantage, It is so sad, like shops near Sundia Exclusive by Liberty Fethiye, some of them they sell fake Turkish rugs, like they tell you it is handmade, real silk, super expensive, and then surprise, it is from China, worth nothing. One British couple paid like thousands for a rug, and when they got home, fake, the shop even gave them a fake certificate. I bet they cried, and the shop probably just changed its name and kept scamming people. And then, oh my god, some stores here, they trap you. Like this one tourist, she just walked into a leather shop, they gave her tea, acted all nice, and then boom, they wouldn't let her leave unless she bought something. She had to pay way too much for a jacket just to get out. That is so scary, right? I bet she ran straight to the police, but what can they do? The shop probably just opens again under a new name. Oh, and credit cards, be careful. Some shops near Sundia Exclusive by Liberty Fethiye, they put skimmers in the machines. One guy bought a phone charger and the next day, boom, his card was being used in Istanbul. Like how? Why? I bet the shop got fined, but they probably just moved the skimmer to another store. And the markets, some sellers, they push fake antique coins like, oh, this is Byzantine super rare. And tourists believe them, pay hundreds, but it's just cheap junk. One German guy found out his rare coin was worth like €5. I bet he felt so stupid. And the seller, probably still there scamming the next person. It's just, why do people do this? Tourists come here to relax and instead they get tricked. It's so unfair. I hope these shops get shut down, but you know how it is. They just keep coming back, and 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 back,